Oh, good. Good morning. Welcome to Mornings in the Word. I'm your girl, Pastor Courage Molina of Bold Faith Community Church. If you are all about building the habit of being in the Word every day, then this is a great place to start. We are doing the chronological Bible reading plan, and we are on day 93. We're going to be reading Judges chapter 10 through 12 in the New Living Translation. Tola becomes Israel's judge. After Abimelech died, Tola, son of Pua, son of Dodo, was the next person to rescue Israel. He was from the tribe of Issachar, but lived in the town of Shamir, in the hill country of Ephraim. He judged Israel for 23 years. When he died, he was buried in Shamir. After Tola died, Jair from Gilead judged Israel for 22 years. His 30 sons rode around on 30 donkeys, and they owned 30 towns in the land of Gilead, which are still called the towns of Jair. When Jair died, he was buried in Kamon. Again, the Israelites did evil in the Lord's eye. Again, you can see now, I know we're on chapter 10, but I know you can see by now that it's a cycle, right? Do you see this cycle? They do wrong, the Lord bless them, and then they act up, and then it's the cycle. Okay, verse 6. Again, the Israelites did evil in the Lord's sight. They served the images of Baal and Ashtoreth and the gods of Aram, Sidon, Moab, Ammon, and Philistia. They abandoned the Lord and no longer served him at all. So the Lord burned with anger against Israel, and he turned them over to the Philistines and Ammonites, who began to oppress them that year. For 18 years, they oppressed all the Israelites east of the Jordan River in the land of the Amorites, that is, in Gilead. The Ammonites also crossed to the west side of the Jordan and attacked Judah, Benjamin, and Ephraim. The Israelites were in great distress. Finally, they cried out to the Lord for help, saying, "We have sinned against you because we have abandoned you as our God and have served the images of Baal." The Lord replied, "Did I not rescue you from the Egyptians, the Amorites, the Ammonites, the Philistines, the Sidonians, the Amalekites, and the Moabites? When they oppressed you, you cried out for me to help, and I rescued you. You have abandoned me and served other gods, so I will not rescue you anymore. Go and cry out to the gods you have chosen. Let them rescue you in your hour of distress." But the Israelites pleaded with the Lord and said, "We have sinned. Punish us as you see fit. Only rescue us today from our enemies." Then the people of Ephraim responded, "Oh wait, that is not right. Just kidding." The Israelites put aside their foreign gods and served the Lord, and he was grieved by their misery. At that time, the armies of Ammon had gathered for war and were camped in Gilead, and the people of Israel assembled and camped at Mizpah. The leaders of Gilead said to each other, "Whoever attacks the Ammonites first will become ruler over the people of Gilead." Now, Jephthah of Gilead was a great warrior. He was the son of Gilead, but his mother was a prostitute. Gilead's wife also had several sons. Wow. And when these half brothers grew up, they chased Jephthah off the land. "You will not get any of our father's inheritance," they said, "for you are the son of a prostitute." So Jephthah fled from his brothers and lived in the land of Tob. Soon he had a band of worthless rebels following him. At about this time, the Ammonites began their war against Israel. When the Ammonites attacked, when the Ammonites attacked, the elders of Gilead sent for Jephthah in the land of Tob. The others said, "Come and be our commander. Help us fight the Ammonites." But Jephthah said to them, "Aren't you the ones who hated me and drove me from my father's house? Why do you come to me now when you're in trouble?" "Because we need you," the elders replied. Duh. "If you lead us in battle against the Ammonites, we will make you ruler over all the people of Gilead." Jephthah Jephthah said to the elders, Let me get this straight. If I come with you, and if the Lord gives me victory over the Ammonites, will you really make me ruler over all the people?" "The Lord is our witness," the elders replied. "We promise to do whatever you say." So Jephthah went with the elders of Gilead, and the people made him their ruler and commander of the army. At Mizpah, in the presence of the Lord, Jephthah repeated what he had said to the elders. Then Jephthah sent messengers to the king of Ammon, asking, "Why have you come out to fight against my land?" The king of Ammon answered Jephthah's messengers, "When the Israelites came out of Egypt, they stole my land from the Arnon River to the Jabbok River and all the way to the Jordan. Now then, give back the land peaceably." Jephthah sent this message back to the Ammonite king. "This is what Jephthah says: Israel did not steal any land from Moab or Ammon. When the people of Israel arrived at Kadesh on their journey from Egypt after crossing the Red Sea, they sent messengers to the king of Edom asking for permission to pass through his land, but their request was denied. Then they asked the king of Moab for similar permission, but he wouldn't let them pass through either. So the people of Israel stayed in Kadesh. Finally, they went around Edom and Moab through the wilderness. They traveled along Moab's eastern border and camped on the other side of the Arnon River. But they never once crossed the Arnon River into Moab, for the Arnon was the border of Moab. Then Israel sent messengers to the king Sihon of the Amorites, who ruled from Heshbon, asking for permission to cross through his land to get to their destination. But King Sihon didn't trust Israel to pass through his land. Instead, he mobilized his army at Jahaz and attacked them. But the Lord, the God of Israel, gave his people victory over the king of Sihon. So Israel took control of all the land of the Amorites who lived in that region, from the Arnon River to the Jabbok River, and from the eastern wilderness to the Jordan. So you see, it was the Lord, the God of Israel, who took away the land from the Amorites and gave it to Israel. Why then should we give it back to you? You keep whatever your God Chemosh gives you, and we will keep whatever the Lord our God gives us. Are you any better than Balak, son of Zippor, king of Moab? Did he try to make a case against Israel for disputed land? Did he go to war against them? Israel has been living here for 300 years, inhabiting Heshbon and its surrounding settlements, all the way to Aroer and its settlements, and all the towns along the Arnon River. Why have you made no effort to recover it before now? Therefore, I have not sinned against you. Rather, you have wronged me by attacking me. Let the Lord, who is judge, decide today which of us is right, Israel or Ammon." But the king of Ammon paid no attention to Jephthah's message. At that time, the Spirit of the Lord came upon Jephthah, and he went throughout the land of Gilead and Manasseh, including Mizpah and Gilead, and from there he led an army against the Ammonites. And Jephthah made a vow for the Lord to the Lord. He said, "If you give me victory over the Ammonites, I will give to the Lord whatever comes out of my house to meet me when I return in triumph. I will sacrifice it as a burnt offering." So Jephthah led his army against the Ammonites, and the Lord gave him victory. He crushed the Ammonites, devastating about 20 towns from Arar to an area near Minnith, and as far away as Abel Kerim. And this way Israel defeated the Ammonites. When Jephthah returned home to Mizpah, his daughter came out to meet him, playing on a tambourine and dancing for joy. She was his one and only child. He had no other sons or daughters. When he saw her, he tore his clothes in anguish. "Oh, my daughter," he cried, "you have completely destroyed me. You've brought disaster on me, for I have made a vow to the Lord and I cannot take it back." And she said, "Father, if you have made a vow to the Lord, you must do to me whatever you have vowed, for the Lord has given you a great victory over your enemies, the Ammonites. But first, let me do this one thing. Let me go up and roam in the hills and weep with my friends for 2 months because I will die a virgin." "You may go," Jephthah said, and he sent her away for 2 months. She and her friends went into the hills and wept because she would never have children. When she returned, her father kept the vow he had made, and she died a virgin. So it has become a custom in Israel for young Israelite women to go away for 4 days each year to lament the fate of Jephthah's daughter. That is so sad. Um, I got a lot of wonderings, which I haven't studied. I'm just reading and wondering. I wonder why the Lord allowed it. I wonder why the Lord didn't warn him against that vow. I wonder why he would make a vow like that. I wonder. I mean, I know that God is not for sacrifice, human sacrifice, but here it kind of seems like he is. I mean, he allows it. Um, As soon as he said that, I remembered exactly who this was. I'm like, oof. And it was his only child. I don't understand it. I think sometimes what keeps us from reading the word and getting close to God is we feel like we have to understand every single decision that was made at the surface. Now, like I said, I haven't studied it, but every time I come to this, because I do a Bible reading, maybe not publicly, but I read through my Bible every year, I always think like, well, why would he say that? And why would the Lord allow him to make that vow? And why would the Lord allow him to keep the vow? You know? And what kind of girl is this that she's like, do whatever to me? I mean, that's just a lot. Chapter 12. Then the people of Ephraim. Oh, wait, let me finish my thought. Like, it's okay that I don't understand. It's okay when you don't understand everything that you're reading. And I mean, when I don't understand why it was done or what the implications were, was there something that was said before that I don't remember? We've been reading the Bible now for 93 days and more than 93. It's been over more than 93 days, right? Even though today is day 93, we've only been reading Monday through Friday. We haven't been reading on the weekend. And so, with all these weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of reading, it's like, maybe there was something that was read before that would shed some light on this. But don't like fix your emotions. If you feel away, feel away. The Lord can handle it. It's impossible to have an honest and close relationship if you can't share how you actually feel. If you have to mask your feelings because you should feel a different way or you shouldn't feel a certain way, then that is going to minimize the level of intimacy that you have in that relationship. Chapter 12. Then the people of Ephraim mobilized an army and crossed over the Jordan River to Savon. They sent this message to Jephthah: "Why didn't you call for us to help you fight against the Ammonites? We are going to burn down your house with you in it." Wow. Jephthah replied, "I summoned you at the beginning of the dispute, but you refused to come. You failed to help us in our struggle against Ammon. So when I realized you weren't coming, I risked my life and went to battle without you. And the Lord gave me victory over the Ammonites. So why have you come down? So why have you now come to fight me?" They really beefing with this dude. He basically said, "I called y'all." That it'd be like that sometimes. Now I called you and asked you. Y'all ain't got nobody like that in your family. I called you and asked you, and you was giving me all this stuff. You was hemming and hawing, going back and forth, acting like it was too much. So I moved on and I did what I needed to do without you. Now that I did it without you, now you calling me because you feel some type of way. No, 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 no. The people of Ephraim responded, "You men of Gilead are nothing more than fugitives from Ephraim and Manasseh." So Jephthah gathered all the men of Gilead and attacked the men of Ephraim and defeated them. Jephthah captured the shallow crossings of the Jordan River, and whenever a fugitive from Ephraim tried to go back across, the men of Gilead would challenge him, "Are you a member of the tribe of Ephraim?" They would ask. If the man said, "No, I'm not," they would tell him to say Shibboleth. If he was from Ephraim, he would say Sibboleth, because people from Ephraim cannot pronounce the word correctly. Then they would take him and kill him at the shallow crossings of the Jordan. In all, 42,000 Ephraimites were killed at that time. Wow. I mean, 42,000, that's a lot. Jephthah judged Israel for 6 years. When he died, he was buried in one of the towns of Gilead. After Jephthah died, Ibzan from Bethlehem judged Israel. He had 30 sons and 30 daughters. He sent his daughters to marry men outside his clan and brought in 30 young women from outside his clan to marry his sons. Ibzan judged Israel for 7 years. When he died, he was buried at Bethlehem. After Ibzan died, Elon from the tribe of Zebulun judged Israel for 10 years. When he died, he was buried at Ajalon in Zebulun. After Elon died, Abdon, son of Hillel from Beerothan, judged Israel. He had 40 sons and 30 grandsons who rode on 70 donkeys. He judged Israel for 8 years. When he died, he was buried at Pirathon in Ephraim in the hill country of the Amalekites. That's it. I hope that today has blessed you. I feel like I say the same thing every time, but it's true. I hope that today has blessed you. And if it has blessed you, be sure to hit that like button. If you're new here, thanks for supporting us. Thanks for being a part of our community. We'd love to connect with you. If you'd like to connect past this YouTube channel, and you want to, let me see, I'm trying to find it. Where I want y'all to come. You can send us an email at praise@boldfaithchurch.org. Let us know that you've been watching the videos and you want to be a part of the community. You want to know how you can get involved with Bold Faith Community Church. All right. I pray that this blesses you. I said it again and again and again. And okay, I'll see you next time. We are here mornings in the Word, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. EST. And Saturday morning, we live stream church as well, 8 a.m. EST, followed by our sermon series life group. We have a life group right after church on Saturdays. So we get on a Zoom call, and you don't want to miss that either. All right.